Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon. Okay. So students, in the last class, we were discussing about the refractive index, right? Okay. We were study the definition for refractive index. What do you mean by refractive index and how we can calculate the refractive index if the two mediums are different, that is the medium other than air. And along with the refractive index, we discuss some terms like optical density, mass density, and speed of the light in mediums if the refractive index is large. So we can recall all these points once again. Vishnupriya, what do you mean by refractive index? All of you, please switch on your video. Vishnupriya, what do you mean by refractive index? Savio, what do you mean by refractive index?
Yes, ma'am.
Refractive index, divine refractive index. The same question passed to Nirupama. Define refractive index.
The measure of how much light slows down when it goes into new medium.
Yes, it is the measure of refraction when the light is slows down when it is passes from one medium to another medium or it is enters into a new medium. Okay, good. Then Fia. What is the equation for calculating the refractive index if the one of the medium present is air? What is the equation for calculating the refractive index?
N is equal to C by mu.
Not mu, it is nu. N-E-W, nu. C by nu. Okay, very good. Melvin, can you differentiate each terms of that equation? N is equal to C by nu. What is C and what is nu? What is C, Melvin?
C is equal to
Yes, I can hear. Say it louder. Okay, Aditya, you can continue. Differentiate each terms in the equation. N is equal to C by nu. Some connectivity issues are there. And Mary, differentiate each terms of the equation. N is equal to C by nu.
speed of light in air by speed of light in medium.
Okay, very good. And what is the speed of the light in air? And Mary, speed of light in air. Yes? Yes, it's right.
C.
See, and what is its value? Speed of the light in air is a constant value. What is that value?
3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second.
Okay, very good. 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now, Hadi, what is the equation for calculating the refractive index if the two mediums are different? That is, other than air, if any other two mediums like glass and water is there, what is the equation for calculating the refractive index? Aditya, is it audible now? Aditya Nair. Yes, okay. Pratyush, what is the equation for refractive index if the two mediums are different? Adidev, what is the equation for refractive index if the two mediums are different?
Speed by light divided by speed in medium.
Okay, that is if that equation can be used only in the case of if one of the medium is air. If I give another mediums like glass and water, how you can calculate the refractive index of glass with respect to water? How you can
Speed of light
calculate?
in glass divided by water. Speed of light.
No. The refractive index of glass with respect to the equation becomes NGW. NGW is equal to speed of the light in water divided by speed of the light in glass. So that is what we were discussed in the last class. So let us continue with the same topic. So in the last class, we were discussing about the refractive index. The refractive index can be calculated by the formula N is equal to C by nu. And we can use this formula if and only if one of the medium is present, air. Suppose if two mediums are different, that is one medium is glass and another medium is water, then we have one more equation to calculating the refractive index. Here, if you want to calculate the refractive index of glass with respect to water, we can write NGW is equal to speed of light in where glass or water. Speed of light in glass or water first. Yes, anyone reply?
Water.
Yes, speed of light in water divided by speed of light in glass. Speed of light in glass. Similarly, if I want to calculate the refractive index of water with respect to glass, what is the equation? Refractive index of water with respect to glass. Adil, can you help me to write the equation? Water, the refractive index of water with respect to glass. Yes,
Speed of light in glass.
yes.
Speed
Speed of light in glass, very good, divided by speed of light in water. Speed of light in water. Okay. So similarly, we can consider any medium instead of glass and water. Suppose you can take, in the last class, we were discussing about alcohol or kerosene. Or you can take glass and diamond. So you can consider any mediums, and depending upon the mediums in which you are taking, you can rearrange the equation. Okay. And now, if the two mediums, we can make a general equation for calculating the refractive index of this two medium. It is given by, if I want to calculate the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2, it can be calculated by speed of light in which medium? Medium 2 or so here we have a general equation to find out the refractive index. If the two mediums are different, it is given by N12 is equal to speed of light in medium 2 divided by speed of light in medium 1. Speed of light in medium 1. And vice versa, the alternate case is also 2. If you want to calculate the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, the equation is of the form speed of light in medium 1 divided by speed of light in medium 2. I will show the slide. So here we have a general equation for calculating the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2 and medium 2 with respect to 1. So the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, the equation is given by N21 is equal to speed of light in medium 1 divided by speed of light in medium 2. Similarly, the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2 is given by speed of light in medium 2 divided by speed of light in medium 1. Clear? You can write this equation. This is a general equation for calculating the refractive index if the two mediums are different. If the two mediums are different. Is it is clear for you? Can I change the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So one more point that we were discussed in the last class is this. If the refractive index is increases, what happened to the optical density? Ashik, if the refractive index of a medium is increases,
The optical density will increase.
that's very good. The optical density is also increases. Arjun,
Ma'am.
the refractive index increases, what happens to the mass density and that of the speed of the light in that medium? The refractive index is increases. Nisia, if the refractive index increases, what happens to the mass density?
It decreases.
It decreases. What of the speed of the light? What about the speed of the light?
It will also decrease.
Okay, it will also decreases. All right. So that is what is we were discussed. Up to that we were discussing in the last class. Here we have one more slide. This table. Students, I hope that all of you study about the pH level in chemistry, right? Did you heard about the pH in chemistry?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is the basic value? I think we have taken it as 7, right? As a neutral, and we are comparing it with the all the other values are we are comparing with that of the pH of water. If the pH value is less than 7, we are categorize them into acid. And if the pH value is greater than 7, we are categorize them into base or alkalis, right?
Sir,
Similarly, here we can take the standard value of refractive index as the refractive index of water. And what is the refractive index of water?
0.33.
Yes, the refractive index of water is 1.33. We are comparing all the refractive indexes of other material mediums with this value. That is, we can say if the refractive index of a material medium is greater than 1.33, then we can say that material medium possesses high refractive index. Similarly, if the refractive index of a material medium is less than 1.33, then we can say that that material medium is possess a less value of refractive index. Clear? So we are taken the refractive index of water as a basic standard refractive index. It is 1.33. And all the refractive index which is greater than that value, we can say that that material medium is possess high refractive index. Similarly, all the material medium having less than this value, then we can say that that material medium is possess a less refractive index. So students, can you say from this table, what about the refractive index of ice? What is the refractive index of ice?
Low refractive index.
Less than.
Yes, it is less because the refractive index of ice is 1.31 and it is lesser than water. So we can say it possesses a low refractive index, right? It possesses
Yes,
a
ma'am.
low refractive index. Okay, all right. Then can you say what about its mass density and optical density? What about its mass density and optical density? Since the refractive index of I is 1.31 and it possesses a less refractive index, what about the optical density of ice? Yes,
Decreases.
it is also decreases. Very good, John. Okay, what about its mass density and that of the speed of the light in ice?
Increases.
It increases. The mass density increases and also the speed of the light in ice increases. So we are already studied a relation between refractive index. That is, if the refractive index is increases. If refractive index increases, what happens to optical density?
Also
Optical
increases.
density is also increases. Optical density is also increases, but mass density
Decreases.
is decreases. One more term is decrease, that is speed of light. The speed of light is also decreases. Okay, this arrow mark, downward arrow mark shows it is decreases. Here only the optical density is increases, mass density and speed of light in that medium is decreases. When it is happen, if the refractive index is increases. These much changes also we can observe. So this is what is we were discussed in the last class. So today we are going to study about the refraction by spherical lens. Refraction by spherical lens. All of you write the heading. The next topic, refraction by spherical lens. Refraction by spherical lens. So in order to explain this refraction by spherical lens, first of all, we want to know what you mean by spherical lens, right? So first we can discuss the definition for spherical lens. I will show the definition for spherical lens. So you can copy down this definition first. The spherical lens, the first and foremost definition of a spherical lens, it is a transparent material medium. It is a transparent material medium. Okay. So a spherical lens is a transparent material and it is bounded by two surfaces, one or both of which are spherical in nature. This is the definition for spherical lenses. So the spherical lens is a transparent material medium. It is bounded by two surfaces. In the case of a mirror, we know that in the case of a mirror, it has only one reflecting surface. It has only one reflecting surface and the other surface is rough. But here in the case of a lens, it has two spherical surfaces are there. Two. This is also a reflecting surface and this is also another reflecting surface. This is a representation of a convex lens. Okay. So spherical lenses is a transparent material. It is bounded by two spherical surfaces. Okay. It is bounded by two spherical surfaces. And the spherical lenses are of two types. One is convex lens and the other is concave lens. So the spherical lenses are classified into two. One is convex lens and other is concave lens. This is the representation of a spherical lens, convex lens and concave lens. Here we can say there are two reflecting surfaces are there. This is the reflecting surface of convex lens. Similarly, this also the reflecting surface of convex lens. Reflecting. And here this much shaped figure is representing the concave lens. It also contains two spherical surfaces which is curved inwards and it is the reflecting surface of a concave lens. One more reflecting surface is there. This is the another reflecting surface of concave lens. So this is the main difference between the lens and mirror. In the case of mirror, only one plane is or one surface is smooth and the other surface is rough in nature. But in the case of a spherical lens, it contains the both spherical surfaces. It consisting of both spherical surfaces and they are possible for reflection. Okay. So the first and foremost definition for a spherical lens is a transparent material medium. It is bounded by two surfaces. It is bounded by two surfaces. Two spherical surfaces are there. And the spherical lens can be classified into two. One is concave lens and other is convex lens. Now we can see about this concave and convex lens. So here you can see the definition of convex lens first. Okay. So I will show one more slide to explain this concave and convex. So this slide gives a detailed definition or the classification of convex lens and concave lens. So convex lens is a lens in which whose two spherical surfaces are bulging outwards. So this is the definition for convex lens. What do you mean by convex lens? Convex lens is a spherical lens whose two spherical surfaces are bulging outwards. It has two spherical surfaces, and these two spherical surfaces are bulging outwards. This is the convex lens. Then what do you mean by concave lens? Concave lens is a spherical lens whose two spherical surfaces are curved inwards. It is curved inwards. This is the representation of a concave lens. Okay. So the spherical lens are basically classified into two, concave lens and convex lens. Convex lens is a spherical lens in which whose two spherical surfaces are bulging outwards, where the concave lens is a spherical lens whose two spherical surfaces are curved inwards. This is the first difference between the concave and the convex lens. And the second difference, in the case of a convex lens, it is thicker at the middle. The convex lens is thicker at the middle, while in the case of a concave lens, the lens is thicker at the ends. Okay, it is thicker at the ends. The concave lens is thicker at the end point, but in the case of convex lens, it is thicker in the middle region. Then the next difference between convex and concave lens is convex lens are converging lens. It is just opposite to that of the case of mirror. In the case of convex mirrors are diverging mirror. But when we are discussing the case of spherical lens, here the convex lens is converging in nature, but the concave lens is diverging lens. I will explain it why. Okay. So you can copy down the difference between the convex lens and concave lens first. After that, we can discuss it further. So we have, along with this difference, you can draw the representation of a convex and concave. This is the representation of convex lens, and this is the representation of concave lens. Okay, convex and concave. So convex lens is a spherical lens whose two spherical surfaces are bulging outwards, where in the case of concave, whose two spherical surfaces are curved inwards. Here you can see it is curved inwards. It has two spherical surfaces. This is the one spherical surface, and this is the another spherical surface. Both of the spherical surfaces are curved inwards here. And in the case of a convex, it is thicker at the middle and thinner at the ends. But in the case of concave, it is thicker at the ends and thinner at the middle. And the convex lens is also known as converging lens, but the concave lens is known as diverging lens. Okay. Did you complete the slide? Finish? Can I change the slide? Are you there or sleeping? No response from anyone? Since it is afternoon
Yes,
session.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here also you can see the difference between convex and concave lens. Convex lens is thicker at the center than at the edges. Concave lens is thinner at the center and then at the edges. And then you don't need to copy down all these points. You only need to study the difference between the concave and convex lens. Only this much points. It's enough. Okay. So once again, we can recall all these points. After that, we can study the terms associated with the spherical lens. So starting with Melvin.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by spherical lens? Spherical lens. Define spherical lens. Prajot. What do you mean by spherical lens? Question to Prajot. Prajot, I think the audio is not clear, right? Aditya is.
Ma'am, now it's
Okay,
can
okay.
you
Okay,
repeat the
Prajot.
question?
What do you mean by the spherical lens? What do you mean by spherical lens? Spherical lens. I think some network issues are there. Okay, all right, no problem. Aditya is Krishna.
Formed by two spherical lens.
Yes, very good. It is a transparent material medium that is bounded by two spherical surfaces. Very good, very good. The next one, who is next? Haya, are you there? Nas, please switch on your video. All of you, please switch on your video. Hey, Steve, what are the two types of spherical lens?
Concave and convex.
Very good. Concave and convex. Rose, can you define convex lens? What do you mean by convex lens?
Convex lens are two spherical surfaces bulging outward.
Yes, very good. Convex lens in which whose two spherical surfaces are bulged outwards. Okay, good. Vishnupriya, what are the other characteristics of convex lens? Is it is converging or diverging? Savio, the same question. What are the other characteristics of convex lens?
It is thickened at the middle.
It is thicker at the middle. And what about its nature? Is it is converging or diverging?
Converging.
It is converging. Here the convex lens is converging in nature. Okay. All right. Good. Then Adidev,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you mean by concave lens then?
Concave lens.
Yes.
Two spherical mirrors are curved inwards.
The two spherical mirrors are curved inwards. All right. Good. John, what are the other properties of the concave lens?
Thicker at the end.
It is thicker at the ends. Okay. And what about its nature?
Diverging.
Yes, the concave lens is also known as diverging lens. Okay, concave lens is also known as diverging lens. Okay, very good. Now we can say why the concave and convex lens is converging or diverging in nature. Okay, I will explain this. Okay, this is, can you say which type of lens is this? Convex or concave in nature? This one, convex or concave? Convex. It is convex. Good. And why we are call it as convex? Because all the light rays that is passes through a convex lens is converges to a particular point. All the ray that is passes through convex lens, after the refraction it is converges to a point. That is why we are called the convex lens, otherwise converging lens. It is otherwise known as converging lens, because in the case of a convex lens, all the light rays that is coming parallel to principal axis. Here we can discuss all the terms associated with it. So you can write all the light rays that is passing through convex lens is converging to a particular point. It is converging to a particular point. That is why we call the convex lens as a converging lens. Similarly, here we have the concave lens, but we call the concave lens as a diverging lens. Why? Because all the light rays that is passes through the concave lens, after the refraction, it is diverging away from the particular point. It is diverging away from a particular point. That is why we are call it as diverging lens. So the same terms that we were discussed in the case of spherical mirrors. But in that case, concave mirror is act as a converging mirror and a convex mirror is act as a diverging mirror. But when we are considering into the case of spherical lens, here the convex lens is act as a converging lens. It is act as a converging lens. And the concave lens is act as a diverging lens. It is act as a diverging lens because all the light rays that is passing through the concave lens is diverges away from a particular point. So we can call this diverging lens, otherwise the concave lens is otherwise diverging lens. Clear? That is why the concave and convex lens is also known as converging and diverging lens respectively. Okay, so this is what is about the spherical lens. Spherical lens means these are the first of all, the first and foremost definition for spherical lens. It is a transparent material medium and it is bounded by two spherical surfaces. Okay, and we can classify spherical lens into two. One is concave and other is the convex. In the case of concave lens, what happened? The spherical. In the case of concave, the two spherical surfaces are curved inwards. It is also known as diverging lens and it is thicker at the ends. And in the case of convex lens, the two spherical surfaces are bulging outwards. It is bulged outwards. The two spherical surfaces are bulged outwards. And all the light ray that is passing through the convex lens is after the refraction, it is converges to a particular point. So we can call the convex lens otherwise converging lens. And in the case of convex lens, it is thicker at the middle than that of the ends. So these are the different types of spherical lenses. I hope these topics are clear. Yes? Can we move to the next topic? The next topic is terms related to the spherical lens. Students, did you remember the terms that is related to the spherical mirrors? Some terms related to spherical mirrors. Badra, what are the different terms that is related to spherical mirrors?
Pole,
Pole, very good.
center of curvature,
Center of curvature,
radius of curvature,
radius of curvature,
principal focus,
principal focus,
focal length,
focal length. Okay,
um,
I think it's finished. Principal axis, did you mention the principal axis?
no ma'am.
Okay, principal axis also will be there. Okay, here similarly in the case of spherical lens, we need to study some terms, but most of the terms are same. So in order to explain this, first of all, we can consider any kind of spherical lens. Suppose I take, which type of lens is this? Concave or convex? Convex, all
Concave.
right. Concave, who say it is concave?
Sorry, convex.
It is convex. It is convex. Okay, students, in the case of spherical mirror, the center of the reflecting surface is known by one name. What is the center of the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror? Center of the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror. That is pole. Okay, very good. But here, in the case of spherical lens, I will give the definition. So you only listen now. After that, you can copy down. Okay. In the case of spherical lens, the center of reflecting surface of a spherical lens, that is here, it is known as optical center. It is known as optic center. Optic center. It is not pole here. Here it is known as optic center and it is represented by the letter O. In the case of a spherical mirror, the center of the reflecting surface is known as pole and it is represented by P. But if we are discussing about the spherical lens, the center of the reflecting surface of the lens is known as optic center and it is represented by O. It is not called as pole. Here it is optic center. Okay. Then here also we have principal focus. How we are representing the principal focus? Using which letter we are representing the principal focus? Did you remember?
P.
Yes. Yes. Which letter we are used to represent the principal focus?
F.
F. Capital F. Capital F is used to represent the principal focus, right? But we already studied that spherical lens is a transparent medium that is bounded by two spherical surfaces. That is, here we have two reflecting surfaces are there. So in the case of a convex lens, either it is in the case of convex or concave, we have two principal focuses are there. So we can name it as F1 and the second principal focus is F2. So in the case of a spherical lens, if it is either concave or convex, we have two principal focuses are there that is represented by F1 and F2 respectively. Because in the case of a spherical lens, we have two reflecting surface. So this reflecting surface have a principal focus F2 and this surface have a principal focus F1. Clear? And the center is the center of the reflecting surface. It is nothing, it is our optical center O. Okay. Similarly, did you remember what about the center of curvature? What do you mean by center of curvature? Center of curvature is the center of the spherical lens, or it is the center of the sphere. That is, here it is a part of the sphere. This has a center. Similarly, this spherical surface is also a part of the sphere. It also possesses a center. Okay. So here we have two center of curvatures. Here we have two center of curvatures. Center of curvature means it is the center of the sphere in which the spherical lens is a part. What do you mean by center of curvature? Center of curvature is the center of the sphere in which the spherical mirror is a part. You can just compare the definition with the as that of in the case of spherical mirror. But here, all the terms we have two times. In that case, we have only one principal focus and one center of curvature. But here, in this case, we have two center of curvature. And in the case of spherical mirror, we are representing the center of curvatures as C1 and C2, right? But here, we are representing as 2F1 and 2F2. So this 2F1 and 2F2 is nothing. It is our center of curvature. It is our center of curvature. Okay. So this 2F1 and 2F2 is our center of curvature. Center of curvature means it is the center of the sphere in which the spherical mirror is a part. It is the center of the sphere in which, not spherical mirror, in which the spherical lens is a part. In which the spherical lens is a part. So here we have two center of curvatures, 2F1 and 2F2. So instead of center of curvature representing by C1 and C2, we are representing it with the letters 2F1 and 2F2. Only very slight differences are also there in the terms. Okay. Now, the line that is passing through this optical center or the center of curvature is known as dash. Can you recall? What is that line passing through center of curvature and optical center?
Principal axis.
Yes, very good. Here also we are called that line as principal axis. Okay. So the line that is passing through the center of curvatures, or you can write the line that is passing through optic center or the center of curvatures are called principal axis. Okay, it is called a principal axis. Okay, so here we are discussing some terms. First, we are discussing about optic center. Optic center is represented by the letter O. Then we are discussing about principal focus. Principal focus. It is represented by the letters F1 and F2 because in the case of spherical lens, we have two principal focuses are there. That's why. And here center of curvature. Two center of curvatures are there. Center of curvature means it is the center of the sphere in which the spherical lens is a part. It is represented by the letters 2F1 and 2F2, not as C1 and C2. You must familiar with these terms 2F1 and 2F2. And then we were discussing about principal axis. Principal axis means it is the line that is passing through the center of curvature and that of the optic center. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we can see the definition for each of these terms. I will show the definition now. Okay, where is that slide? Yes. So some important terms. Here it is also written in terms of C1 and C2. Not it is C1 and C2. Here it is 2F1 and 2F2. I will write here once again. If you are studying is C1 and C2, then it is too much difficult for you. It is represented as 2F1 and 2F2. This is the representation of center of curvature. So center of curvature means the spherical surface of a lens forms a part of their respective spheres. Their centers are known as center of curvature. Or you can compare this definition with that of the spherical mirror. That is, it is the center of the sphere in which the spherical lens is a part. Instead of spherical mirror, you can change that term into spherical lens. Okay. So it is the center of the sphere in which the spherical lens is a part. It is represented by the letters 2F1 and 2F2. Here we are not using C1 and C2. Instead of that, we have 2F1 and 2F2. We have two center of curvatures are here. Next one is principal axis. It is the line that is joining the center of curvatures is called principal axis. Or we can say it is the line that is passing through the optic center, or it is the line that is joining the two center of curvatures 2F1 and 2F2 is known as principal axis. Then the third term, it is optic center. What do you mean by optic center? It is the central part of the lens is known as optic center. The central part of the lens, the central part of the, which central part? The reflecting central part of the lens is known as optic center. Okay. The central part of the lens is known as optic center. It is not called here. We are called that term as optic center. It is represented by the letter O. And the next term is aperture. What do you mean by aperture? It is the effective diameter of the circular part of the lens. It is not much important. Anyway, you just write its definition. We know that this lens is a part of the sphere, right? It is a part of the sphere. So the effective diameter of the circular part of the lens is known as, the effective diameter of the circular part of the lens is the aperture. So this term is not much important. Anyway, you just copy down the definition. One more term that we discuss here is principal focus. Principal focus. Principal focus. It is represented by the letters F1 and F2. There are two principal focuses are there. Since the spherical lens has two reflecting surface, or it has two spherical surfaces, so we have two principal focus F1 and F2. Can you make a definition for principal focus of converging lens and diverging lens? We can define that term also here. Principal focus of converging. I will write the definition here, then it is more clear for you. Did you complete that slide? Before that, did you complete it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, once again, I will show this, no problem. Okay. First of all, you can complete the slide. After that, we can write the definition for principal focus of concave and convex lens.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All of you complete this. I hope it is complete. So now we can write the definition for principal focus, principal focus. Here also we have principal focus for concave and convex. So first of all, we can write the principal focus of convex lens. Convex lens. The definition for principal focus of convex lens. The ray of light passing, the ray of light passing parallel to principal axis, parallel to principal axis, after the refraction, after the refraction, after the refraction, converges to a particular point, converges to a particular point on the principal axis, on the principal axis of the convex lens, of the convex lens. That point is known as, that point is known as principal focus of a, that point is known as principal focus of a convex lens, of a convex lens. That point is known as principal focus of a convex lens. Clear? So principal focus of a convex lens, the ray of light that is passing parallel to principal axis after the refraction converges to a particular point on the principal axis of the convex lens. That point is known as the principal focus of a convex lens. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I rub it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we can discuss the principal focus of concave lens. Principal focus of concave lens. The principal focus of a concave lens. The ray of light passing parallel to principal axis the ray of light passing parallel to principal axis after the refraction. Here we are not using the term reflection. Here we are using refraction. After the refraction, diverges away from a particular point. Diverges away from a particular point on the principal axis. On the principal axis of which lens? Principal axis of concave lens. And that point is known as principal focus of a concave lens. Is known as principal focus of a concave lens. Clear? The ray of light passing parallel to principal axis after the refraction diverges away from a particular point on the principal axis of a concave lens. That point is known as principal focus of a concave lens. Here in both cases, the principal focus is represented by the letter 2F1 and not 2F1, F1 and F2. The principal focus is represented by the letters F1 and F2 respectively. Clear? Can I rub it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. After attendance, he leave the meeting. Aman, are you there? Yes. Okay. All right. Aman, what about the optic center of a spherical lens? Optic center of spherical lens. Yes, Aman. Unmute and answer. What about the optic center of spherical lens? Optic center means it is the central part of the lens. Okay, it is the reflecting part of the spherical lens is known as optic center. It is represented by the letter O. Okay. So with this, we can finish today's class. So in the next class, you must familiarize with these terms. What do you mean by spherical lens? What are the two types of spherical lens? And what are the different terms associated with the spherical lens? Okay, Savio, Ashik, all. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.